Don't beat members of the public. Don't beat even criminals. You are not allowed to beat anybody.
The country welcomed President Yoweri Museveni's condemnation of torture committed by security officers with the hope that these human rights violations would end. Barely 2 weeks after the president's warning, 20-year-old Mark Morris Kiyemba, a student of social sciences at Makindye University, fell victim to a beating, allegedly at the hands of 3 military police officers for violating the curfew. Kiyemba, a resident of Masaku zone in Makindye, said he has had kidney disease since 2017. Kiyemba says his kidney complications have gotten to the point that requires him to have dialysis at Kiruddu hospital twice a week, and this has been the routine since 2019.
You go on the machine, they wash through your blood to remove excess fluids, creatinine, potassium, and many other substances, toxic substances.
To balance his studies and treatment, Kiyemba says that the hospital arranged for him to have the dialysis done during the night.
The process takes 4 hours. I usually go Sunday night and Wednesday night.
He says that with the lockdown and curfew restrictions, he has always presented his medical documents as he went to Kiruddu until Wednesday, 18th August, when he was tortured by military men stationed at Player Palace in Masaku zone.
Then a military personnel stopped us in a cruel manner. So he used Kiswahili, started beating us. That guy kicked me in my private parts, whereby I had my own issues. So when he kicked me, they began swearing.
He has a catheter here. I was trying to guard the catheter, but the military personnel failed and they started beating us. I'm even still in pain.
Attempts by his uncle, who accompanies him to the hospital to engage the security officers in Kiswahili, caused the two more trouble.
We are heading to hospital. Naenda kwa hospitali. They said I'm a deserter. I told them I'm not a deserter. I was beaten in the what? The knees, shoulders and what? I'm still in pain.
Kiyemba says the blows left him badly injured. However, one of the security officers eventually spotted his catheter and asked the officers to stop the beating.
I was like, this young man seems to be sick. So he had to let me go. But minus my uncle being let go. So my uncle was left there being beaten until when I explained to them, is my attendant.
The 20-year-old says as a result of the abuse, he required an operation on his testicles that cost him 1.5 million shillings.
There were fluid collection in the testicle with blood.
It's very delicate for someone to undergo kidney dialysis and again gets injured in organs that are connected to the kidneys. We all know that when the kidneys filter the waste products, we remove them, the highest percentages, out through urine. So the parts they injured have the urethra.
Attempts by relatives to file a case at Katwe police station failed for some days.
At the counter, they told us that our issue wasn't to be handled by the minor police officers. So one of the police officers sent us to the DPC, Mr. Mugabe. Mr. Mugabe was like, we are very sorry about what happened to you last night, but that's an individual behavior, not we as the security force. So we are not able to open up a file and to get a reference.
Police officers, they said, this is not our case. He told us to go to report to the military police.
But the mere fact that they are refusing is an indicator that they are participating in the problem of abusing human rights for Ugandans.
Deputy spokesperson of Kampala Metropolitan Police and human rights defenders commented on the matter.
We shall get to the bottom of this and ascertain the facts behind it, and also find out why he didn't receive the necessary help in the beginning and why it had to reach to this magnitude.
First of all, I want to advise Mark that he still has a redress. If they wanted to settle the matter out of court, they would have opened up the complaint and then settled within that ambit. But the mere fact that they are refusing, they are denying Mark access to justice.
Kiyemba says he wants justice and the officers punished. Patrick Senyondo, NTV.